Okay, hey, welcome back. This is Jason. I'm from NY Varsity Sports along with my counterpart and my partner in crime, the superhero. That is Wendy Jones. What's up, Wendy? How you feel?
I'm great. Just back from 1440 in San Jose. I'm amazing.
And I'm back from Italy, and you guys are going to tell me all about it. And the guys we got in the middle who are going to share the story all the way to the semifinals. This is Bill Kolinske, and that is Miles Evans. Welcome to the show, boys.
Thanks for having us.
Cool, man. So, where do we start? Wendy, do we start present to past?
Yeah, I mean, how was the weekend? Takeaway for me, it was the energy was awesome. The volleyball was amazing. So thanks for the entertainment. But
yeah, absolutely.
How do you guys feel?
You know, it was a special weekend for us. We were waiting for a long time to play a domestic tournament where we didn't have to fly 15 hours to play, so it was nice to get on a 1-hour flight to San Jose. And I had my family in town, so
you did?
We all rented an Airbnb, stayed with them, so it was a special weekend for us to kind of make a good showing. And the way P1440 treated us and the setup was unbelievable.
Oh, setup looked amazing, man. I was in Italy, and if you've ever been overseas and you're trying to watch football or you're trying to watch basketball or whatever, not broadcasting rights, nope, can't do ESPN here. But what I can get is that little app, put on my phone, and the court setup, the ability to see like all the courts, the ability to have color commentary on multiple courts, which I'm hoping I could do with them at some point. I think I paid my dues. I think you could strap my ass on one of those courts and I can make that happen too.
Right.
But like you said, just very, very professional, very interactive, and besides that, what were some of the things that positives you got from the environment?
You know, like my nephew, 4-year-old, he had so many things to do the whole weekend. He was in the jump house, he was climbing the rock wall, and so many things for everyone to do besides the volleyball. And then it was nice too, like my roommate Rafi Paulus was playing, and I'm in the...
Oh, you're Rafi, your roommates?
Yeah, we're roommates, and I was in the players' lounge and watching his match while I'm eating, because we had a quick little turnaround before our next match. And if you check out the app, it's so nice to finally be able to click on anybody's game and go and in a split of a second
and go back
and watch
and go back. Cool.
So everything to me was so well done, and they treated us so professionally, and just an amazing job by them, by everyone at the P1440 staff. So it's really cool of that.
Yeah, for me, I was to be in on an inaugural weekend and to watch the energy of, I mean, when you take in Carrie and you see that heart that's going into everything I've written about her, like that girl just has so much heart to play a match and then see her go out and, promote and like talk and listen, and you just sit back and go, how could it not be amazing, right? Because there's just so much, I mean, it's just so genuinely supported. It was incredible, and her whole family just, it just had that really awesome family feel. Like, you gotta bring your little one next time.
Yeah, she's believe me, if I can bring her on a 13-hour trip from Italy, what I'm saying? I think I cried more in that trip. She's 22 months old. Listen, there's a whole another episode for that. Jeremy Carlton, you can't hear. I'm gonna try to fix the sound on that in a minute for the Facebook Live. I don't even know how.
It's okay, Jeremy.
For you, strap in. Use some headphones if you want. Strap in and see if you can hear.
Yeah.
You can hear, and we can fix it from there.
I have.
What do you got? Oh, jeez. Technical, whatever.
So, for me, I always have questions about the professional side of sports. I mean, volleyball is such a grassroots, I don't know your whole story of how you came up through the sport, but I always am wondering about, how much you take from instinct versus how much you take from coaching. Like, where does that, if you had to take even just your experience this weekend, like from how you've been coached versus, what you feel, what do you rely more heavily on?
I would say a lot of it is preparation before, like creating strategies against this team or a team that you're going to play. But a lot of the time in the middle of a match, it just switches so fast, and you find something that's working and you just go with it, and you got to really roll with it and just keep it going. And if that doesn't work anymore, you got to find something else you just got to keep finding new ways to break down that team. So it changes so quickly.
It's going to be different, but depending on who you're playing too. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, for me, I think it's the preparation and kind of the mindset going to the match.
Yeah.
Like most importantly is what we do on our side of the net. But also, I remember a lot of things from matches. I feel like my memory's pretty good, and I just kind of remember we played these same teams so many times, and we've kind of been waiting longer to play the U.S. teams because we haven't got an opportunity, not playing domestically. But we play them all the time, and I kind of just remember stuff that we do against certain teams, they do against us. So it's always kind of a chess battle out there, but that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, the conversation that led me to that, I was talking with Jeff Alzina, and we were talking about how they're teaching the younger guys. I have a son who's coming up, he's 16 going on 17, and they teach them so technically. But, when you get to the higher levels of talent, I feel like they have such instinct. And in the younger guys, I don't want to see it go away from, wow, just see what they do a little bit. And then, there's always stuff to correct. Right. But when I was watching, my favorite games are the ones that look like a chess game, and you can feel, I've learned more about volleyball. I can see things I can't do. So it's fun. And I really enjoyed talking with Jeff this weekend because he was teaching me a lot about, play to play and, calls and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, we had Jeff Alzina on the show last time, and I think I told you before, like the show was like 38 minutes, but like off camera it was like an hour and 35 minutes. You got a whole bunch of coaches.
We were talking
like a combined 70 years experience.
Yeah.
So Jeff and I are equal in time, though there are levels to this, like an international level. I certainly had more to learn from him. But from the indoor scene, we're right there with each other. He's an amazing beach coach at UCLA.
Yeah, I think he's a mystic actually. It was like calling scores to the point. I was sitting with him like, how'd you do that? He's like, this is gonna happen next. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're blowing my mind. It was cool.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the volleyball community. When everybody gets around, that's what's special about living in the South Bay. It's just everyone loves volleyball. Whereas back home, it was always tough for me to try to, when I grew up in Wisconsin, trying to find the people, like, I'd go pick up my partners to go to practice, like, hey, I want to play. But here, you can find anybody walking down the street, and everyone loves volleyball, so it's really cool.
Well, it's fun for recreational players to be able to play next to professionals, because we're always like, okay, it's going to motivate me a little bit more. I grew up in Fresno, and I posted on my blog after 1440, I posted the 1990 finals from YouTube when they brought Fresno, Ep8 came to Fresno.
That's crazy.
And I was like 13 or 14, and literally 25,000 people out there watching.
Wow.
I mean, maybe more. And you can see it. It's incredible. But that's where my love started, and then it went away. It would come once a year, and there was no more access. So yeah, I totally know what you mean.
Jeremy Carlin's helping us from Facebook Live. Let me see if I can lift that up a little higher. That doesn't get into the camera shot.
No, Jeremy. We're not doing it.
Oh, he had a whole bunch of questions. Jim McNamee sent him his love, of course. One of the more avid fans. You probably know who he is. I think the more you see some of the same fans come, the more you start to know them too. So, actually, before we jump to the next subject, talk to me about the importance of having a coach with you. I've noticed a lot of players who have been functioning independently and doing co-op practices and stuff. And I actually helped do some co-op practices with some of the players myself, where like everybody comes up with a drill, we learn the book, we film and this and that. But some of the people that actually got a coach have been progressing more significantly. We had Eric Baranek on the show, made the main draw 4 times with 4 different partners. He had a coach. Michael Boag, and we're talking about their levels to that. Michael Boag, he's 4 for 4 making the draw since he got a coach. So talk to me a little bit about the importance of who's coaching you guys, maybe right now, or the importance of having that.
I would say,
or am I just a fucking asshole? You guys don't have a coach. Okay.
No, I think the coach is honestly one of the most important pieces for us to have progressed, because we're getting ways to figure out like certain situations to get out of them that happen in games a lot, or we just he facilitates such great practices, and we get so many mindful reps where we're learning what to do in certain situations, and then we put them together against other teams in the future. So that coach's experience really like helps us. I think it's a vital thing for us.
Who is your coach?
So we've been working a little bit with Ep8 Matthews, and then but we were with John Daze for a long time.
Yep.
So it's kind of a little bit of both, and no, John's definitely helped us. Ep8's helped us. You know, it's always good just to have an extra set of eyes.
Yeah.
You know, because you always think, oh, I'm doing this, and then you tape the practice, and you go back and watch it. I go, maybe my coach was right. So it's always good to have the coach leading the reps, obviously saving your shoulder so you're not, a lot of times when you get a group of 4 and you're trying to do drills, you're hitting like 80 balls towards the other team, and it's like, it's nice to have the coach. We try to bring him some ice and stuff, something for practice, keep him fresh, but it's always nice to kind of have him leading the show and overrunning, kind of seeing the whole big picture.
Right. Okay. Hey, listen, for everybody watching on Facebook Live that has like a low volume right now, right now my volume is picking up the highest resolution, so continue to send in your questions, because right now we have a 5-channel microphone set up for a speaker setup for 4 different video cameras. So what you're missing here that you can't hear here, you'll definitely hear on YouTube, loud and clear. That I'm going to put up later tonight, highly edited, shots and stuff like that. So continue to, Jim, thank you, volume perfect, that's just me. But continue to send your questions, type in your questions, because we can see, you might not be able to hear them, but they can hear you, and it's something you guys can pick up later on or whatever, okay? Cool, let's move along to some of the competition you guys went against, the Platform 1440. I saw you guys play FIVB, and I knew you guys were for real when there were some of these games where like you get absolutely smoked like the first set, and the second set doesn't look too good either, right? And you right? And I don't know if it's about you guys having to hit bottom that makes you just spring back up because it can't get any worse. But at what point in your volleyball partnership that you told yourself, that this is real, that this shit's gonna happen? Because the match I'm talking about, you guys came back and you made set 3. I think it was Horst and Doppler. Yeah. That was at FIVB. And you also had a good victory over Mayer and Crab as well. And you guys are just beating a whole bunch of good teams. So, but at what point in your volleyball, whatever, because you've been partners for almost 2 years, close to 2 years in my estimation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's all right.
So what point did you say yourself, you know what, this has got legs?
Our first tournament, we played the Rock and Roll, John Mesco's fun tournament, a little bit of money involved, and
did you just say fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's fun until the finals, and the ref makes a bad fucking call. But sorry, go ahead.
And I was really trying to get Bill as my partner, and I played pretty well that tournament, I thought, and I thought we played really cohesive. Like we were really cohesive the whole time, and we worked together really well, and I thought that from that tournament on, we had a lot of potential.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. Cool.
Yeah, I think we balance each other well. I'm not a super athletic guy, but he brings a lot of that to the table. So like he can get his jump serve going. It's a good balance. I do a lot of float serves, and I think we just a good balance between us. And I think that over time, as we played more and more against the better teams, I think we've just had a lot more belief in ourselves. I think for us, our mindset is kind of, because we've had times where I feel like we've lost the teams we should beat, but if you don't bring it against any FIV team, you're going to go home, and we found that out.
Yeah.
And you waste a lot of money, and it's a long trip. But I think our mindset's getting better, so we're competing at a higher level more consistently. Because we've shown moments, but I feel like that's why we're kind of going through waves, up and down. But it's getting better and better.
Yeah.
Do you have any specific mindset routines that you feel like have really helped that progression?
For me, I think, one thing, I kind of like listen to a lot of motivational speakers.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get my mind right going into things. So it's like kind of before practice, I kind of do that just to just remind myself, hey, it's when you get on the court.
Do you prefer the more like in your face, like Joe Rogan style?
My favorite guy. My favorite is Eric Thomas.
Okay,
so,
cool.
I like him.
Yeah.
And just kind of working together and kind of explaining to Miles, he's working on him as well, just being ready to compete. That's the thing. It's hard to do every day when we're practicing 4 days a week, flying all over the place, but we've invested a lot to go all in.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been, and it's nice to have Miles that he's been doing the same thing. We're investing a lot of time and money, and you got to believe in each other. So that's the biggest part.
And you got to come right out of the gate, because you take one, that whether you're jet lagged or your first game, early morning, like.
Right. You play the qualifier, you lose, you go home.
Right?
So that's it. There's no.
Yeah, that's great. I have that show, whatever, Volleyball the Tuesday after. Actually, you were nice. You accommodated me. We chatted a little bit about at the time a little bit of AVP shakeup, and certain teams weren't going to sign up with them. Trust me, this is not an uncomfortable question. I'll preface my comments by saying that before I go any further. Excuse me. Hold on. Parched. Anyway. I like the way, first of all, it's going to lead to a question. First of all, I like the way you answered some of the questions. You answered it professionally, respectfully, where the people, that felt like they had to choose a side did not hold anything that you said against you, because you kept it in a sense that you were thinking about money-making opportunities. You were like, you can't tell someone that someone can't make their money when this team is not touring. Either they tour more, or you allow people some kind of autonomy to do whatever you had. Do you think that decision not to play in the AVP and just tour FIVB and go to these different places, see different playing styles, different coaches, would you say that that's and I almost sound like it's rhetorical, would you say that it's one of the major things that attributed to your success?
Yeah, I would say being able to play some of these high level international teams has really opened up our eyes and made us work harder and gave us a better work ethic and just exposed us to a higher level of play, so we realized what we needed to do to get to that point. So I feel just being exposed to that higher level volleyball really just got us better, So I think that was a big piece of how we got better at volleyball.
Yeah,
for sure,
and through those travels with our 2-month trip where we went to 8 FIVBs and got to play in some 5 stars,
Did
4 stars.
that include Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think Australia was in that one. But there was, I think, 3, 4, and 5 stars. And just to be around the top players for 2 months, we said it to each other multiple times. We're like, wow, we kind of just even watch other teams practice. Yeah. And then if we lost in the qualifier or it didn't go well, we were out there training against those other teams. So it opened our eyes to different styles of play, and how different people are playing. And then once you get to know them a little bit more, it's not like, oh, that's that player, where you're just like, oh, they're really good.
Right.
You're like, wait a second, they have weaknesses too. Yeah. And I think it just built our game. So I'm very happy with our decision. It just definitely worth it to learn. I mean, the learning part is the biggest part to keep growing.
Absolutely. I have some overseas experience as an indoor player, and when I came back and I was playing domestically or whatever, there was this heightened level of frustration that I had that, like, why are you losing to the same teams? You know what I'm saying? This guy has a tendency, like this middle is always going to wrist away for RCBCs in this. This guy likes to do this. And you play these guys like 10 times a year and you let them do the same damn thing. It's like you could press like a rewind button, it's the same play, but it's not the same play. It's actually a different play that looked the exact same way. So I share your sentiment about just, I think the more playing styles you see and the more different levels of the way people train, the more it makes it easy to identify, okay, that guy's doing, he does that a lot. Okay, that guy does that. Trevor, Trevor likes to jump in on that too, wait for me to leave home and then do high line. Okay, I'm just going to head jerk him here and then see what kind of adjustment he does from there and see if I'm in his head. If I'm not, we move on if I'm in. But that was my guess, All right.
Yeah, that actually brings up, my friend Vanessa and I were walking around and we were watching the different countries, and so what you guys are speaking to as far as the FIVB, we were saying it would be so interesting to see like a study, because she's also a soccer fan, and she was talking about how the Dutch have never won a World Cup. What is the mindset in different countries that goes with, sometimes, these guys are, in volleyball, they're looking, it's a lot harder to find a practice spot. Like their mindset probably from the get-go, it's a lot tougher coming up than growing up by the beach, and I know you did, but if you just roll out and from the time you're young, you're just getting to go out there and play, at some point, if you're going to go to the level you guys are playing at, something has to switch, right? Right. Because, otherwise it's just, there's no real adversity in that climb, right? Exactly. And we all know that's how you get better. So it's interesting to see, if you were observing those teams, what you can learn from other cultures.
Yeah,
right?
so that kind of goes back to the tournament. What I was so impressed, we were talking a little bit about it before, is Carrie and Casey were everywhere that weekend. Yeah. Whether we were so many different places, I was with different places with them. They were all over the place taking pictures, talking to everybody, and then they're playing and doing well. I mean, that shows you right there. They had a million things going on in their mind, but their mindset. Yeah, I've been really good friends with Casey for a long time, and just got done practicing with him this morning.
The guy represents he represents everything that's good about volleyball.
Yeah, and the guy, the mindset, he may get there whenever, but when he steps on the court, he's looking to take advantage of one little thing, and it's great for me. I've learned the most from him playing, in the mindset for them, having all this stuff, distractions this weekend, and still be able to go compete at the level and lock in when they need to.
Yeah.
I was like Carrie just got done playing and she's over there taking pictures. Like Casey's here, he's over there. It was incredible. It was.
I would
impressive.
totally agree.
Hey, for those of you that have fan questions, I'm looking right at them. We're going through some progressions, and somewhere in a couple of minutes, I'm just going to read them off, and they're going to answer them as we go. I wonder if Billy can actually see the last one, but we'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, that's the other thing. You guys actually steered us the right direction where we were going to go with Kerry Walsh and this and that. Talk to me about what Casey Jennings meant to you guys as far as like the professional relationship and how it leads to you guys playing platform 1440.
You got that?
No, I've just I kind of got the chance to play with him for a year and a half, and the discipline and hard work that he showed me, kind of the way of how it's done, and it was such a great time playing with him, and we're still competitors, and it just so ended up we played against each other in the tournament.
You guys played the quarterfinals, right?
Quarterfinals, yeah. And it was a chess match just like it is, on Tuesday
you
morning.
had the 29, what was it, 29, 27?
29, 27.
Yeah.
It was
not going to be an easy match whatsoever. I knew it was going to be
never going to be easy against him. But no, I think we kind of made our decisions with what we thought was right, and I wanted to kind of take a stand for all the players. I think we all this sport can be bigger, and I think needs to grow.
Yeah.
And so we kind of made a choice, and we stuck with it, and it was tough missing events watching, but it is part of it, and I was happy to see the other American players come out and be a part of it. So it's special that it's showing the signs of the growth.
You see what I'm talking about? He puts it in the way that everybody has to respect. Like me, I'm asked that question, I'm like, grow up. Grow up, man. You're a bunch of grown-ass men arguing about how they're supposed to make their money and when they can't make their money and this and that. Just grow up.
But everybody, I understand though, everybody has different situations.
Yeah.
So you make some of your decisions based on families. I don't know everyone's situation, but they all got their stuff.
But the understanding is a
that.
double-edged sword, though. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The level of understanding has to happen both ways. And I again, and it's a testament to how much I commend you about how you put it in a way that everybody, they have to respect that. Mm-hmm. They have to respect that.
Well, it shouldn't be looked at as a finite amount of space, in my opinion. When you have a sport this great and you have people that are willing to back it, there's an infinite amount of space for growth, right? So when you start looking at the box and you keep making the box smaller, what does that do for the athletes, the fans, the coaches, everybody?
Mm-hmm.
I like infinite.
Right?
So
you gotta look
oodles,
at that.
oodles
It's
in my
infinite.
head.
You just can't keep making the box smaller.
Totally.
It's just a belief that something can be better.
Right.
And that's kind of the way I always look at it. Like, I don't play well, I can be better.
Right.
He doesn't play well, I want our mindset to be, we can do more.
Yeah.
We can do
You
more.
gotta take the growth mindset all the way from the athlete all the way into the. You take it all the way to the platform.
I'm all about growth mindset since I started working with John Mayer last year. I was with him at LMU, loved it, DO, and I've been coaching 20 years, and now, I don't know, since I'm about that growth mindset, I feel like I'm less of an asshole, like talking from up here, you know what I'm saying, and everything is here now, and like you said, the challenge is coming out of every practice or whatever a little bit better. You try not to come out the same, for sure not to come out backwards,
Right.
And something John said, this is kind of related, so bear with me. He said you can come to practice and you can do a whole bunch of things that you do well, and you can leave and feel good about yourself, or you could do some things out of your comfort zone, and you do it. If you get your ass kicked, you learn something, and if you conquer the demon, you still learn something.
Right.
So yeah. Who's the toughest team you guys played in the tournament? Was it Molenstorm?
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
they were the toughest team.
Yeah, they're solid.
Even though Latvia won, I would say Norway played the best against us.
Can you appreciate how like some of these teams max out and they have these ridiculous like winning streaks?
Right.
Everybody's evenly keeled when these 27-25s, these 21-19s or whatever, there are so many of them,
Yeah.
and that's a testament to me. That's not just a testament to how evenly matched people are, but it's a testament of someone that has a championship mentality. On a smaller scale, I'm a collegiate coach, whatever, for 12 years, NCAA, but Hunter High School in New York. We were 38-1 when those kids were all seniors, their campaign year to win, whatever. We had 29 sets that were decided by 2. Then we only lost to 1. So it's one of those things where 38-1 is not what you think. You think it's dominant, but it's. I think for the guys who play the game or whatever, you're like, man, it holds. You know, I don't know if you forget that, or if it's because you just see 38-1 or whatever, or do you think back like this? Man, this could have went another way.
Do you think about how close you are in a match? Do you always have that idea in the back of your mind, like we're gonna win, or because I've heard my son say that before, like when we get down, but I always believe we're gonna win, and I think there's something to that, you know, the not panicking.
I'll let this under my house.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time when we're down, it's hard for me to believe, like, truly, like, we're gonna win. But when we're up, I'm for sure, like, we're winning this match for sure.
That's the easy part.
When we were up against K-Sphere in the end of that 3rd set, I was like, we're winning this match.
Oh, cool.
But never once was I actually like, we're gonna lose. But it's really tough when we're down in big situations to have that same mindset of like, it's all good, we're gonna come back.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
I feel like every time I point a camera at you, there's one set where you're down by a lot. every time I see you guys down by a lot, you know what I think Miles is thinking? We got them where we want them. It's a normal day.
That's most likely him. I'm freaking out.
Everybody's like, they're getting killed, and I'm like, wait for it.
Yeah.
Wait for it.
See, I haven't seen this. I've seen the close matches, but I've seen mostly winning from you.
I always think we're gonna win. Fine, because I'm always trying to figure out a way to get a few more points here and there. But yeah, I always try to get him to believe.
And there's part of the chemistry right there,
it works. We work well together. But yeah, I try to always, until the ball hits the sand on the last point, then it's like, all right, it's over. But until then, I'm trying to figure out a way.
Yeah. I saw a comment on there from Z saying he was happy you guys were on here with me, but and he coached you guys coming up through the USA.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what is?
Yeah, the Elite Development Program.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
we had that program for like 3 to 5 years. I believe he was running it the whole time. Really good coach. That was kind of like one of the first pipelines I got through the USA, and he really helped me a lot, kind of get that right mindset, and he's helped a lot.
Tell them where you played college. Tell everybody where you played college. You played 1 year?
I played 2 years at Santa Barbara City College, and I played 2 years at UCSB, but I redshirted 1 year at Santa Barbara City.
Cool. And you played basketball, right?
I played basketball.
All right, cool.
Yep.
Nice. All right. Where'd you go to high school?
Dos Pueblos High School. We took 3rd place in the CIF. We lost the team that won. And if we would have beat that team, we would have been Dos Pueblos and Santa Barbara in the finals at UCSB. It would have been sweet, but we blew it.
It's not funny. Those things will stay with you your whole life.
So, gentlemen, my time's valuable, her time's valuable. You guys take time out of your schedule. Your time's exceptionally valuable. So, what I'd like to do is just get to some of the fan questions. First question. Are you playing AVP next season? That's not the first question, but we'll get back to that.
Yeah, I would hope. My goal is that it's open to everybody, and all the players can play both. And we'll definitely love to play both events and then get in the FIVB as well.
Yeah, the schedule permits.
Sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
the schedule permits.
Yeah. I mean, the calendar is not. Right? It's not like like Monopoly where you have this question mark, like chance and shit like that. No, it's open. It's there, and everybody should, like you said, man. Everybody get in there and get this money, man.
And I want to play year round, so hopefully we have tournaments all year.
All year. It's like the UFC. There's no off season, right? There shouldn't be no off season.
The goal is 24
off-season
tournaments throughout
football.
the year. That'd be great.
Yeah.
2 a month.
Bill, what team did you play in San Jose that was more difficult than you expected? You know what I mean? Mullenstorm, my guess is you guys expected them to be difficult. Who was the team that you're like, okay, this one's tough, tougher sledding?
Honestly, every team was really, really good. So not one team I thought there was going to be a walkthrough or anything. We knew we were going to have a battle for each match, but I think the match that was the most challenging was the Jeremy K-Sphere match. I think,
they're just the way they play. It looks like they're taking years off their life, and you would think they can't move, and then they come back the next match and they play this balls out way this constant pressure thing, and I'm like, wow. Yeah, like if they were an NFL team, they'd be the Ravens from like two from
no, they definitely fight hard.
They played the Niners.
We had a little lead in the second, chance to close them out, and they came back, served tough. and won the second set, so that was a real good
Yeah.
opportunity for us to deal with that adversity and then fight back in the third set. But even our first match against Paul Ariza and Travis Merriweather.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys are really good players. And
Travis ever improving.
Nothing is easy against any of these
But
teams.
one of the best volleyball writers today.
Very good. Yeah.
All right, gotta
I
plug
enjoy
him
meeting
in.
him. We
Yeah,
get some-
but you're right. When I think that I agree with you when like everyone was tough on that level. Like to quote Matt Damon from Rounders, if you're at the poker table and you don't know who the bad player is, it's you. So, all right, next question. Let's see, Jim McNamee, what's up, man? I understand all high-level teams.
For sure.
He did a second comment after him.
He did, didn't he? Let me scroll up. Jim, where you at? Volume perfect. Hi, guys. Oh, second. You're right, second comment. All right, we got Hans. What's up, man? Why is Billy willing to remain friends with a big nerd like Jeremy?
Jeremy, I know they're buddies, Hans and Jeremy. No, Jeremy's been a good friend of mine for a long time, and back when I used to play tournaments in Minnesota,
Yeah.
he was kind of living in Milwaukee when I grew up playing, so he kind of he always makes a joke with me that I was teaching at the time.
Okay.
Like he always said, he goes, "You're afraid to leave your $35,000 job." And to this day, he goes, "Are you happy you left your $35K job?" Because I was teaching in Milwaukee, and he's like, "Go!" He goes, "You got to go do it." And I was kind of debating, so definitely enjoy teaching, but enjoy being out here, get a chance to do this.
He also sends me random texts and just gives me crap. So
Yeah.
you're
one's
funny,
for
dude.
you.
I'm glad I got to meet you.
Yeah. I like. How old were you when you decided that
So I moved
for the same crap salary, you might as well just play volleyball?
No, I moved out here when I was 25.
Right.
So I started playing beach when I was 22.
All right. And how old are you now?
32.
Wow. Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
It's
It's
your
fun.
prime, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, right. Beach is like your prime. It's like later. Indoor, it's like, oh
it's
man, yeah. Miles? When did you decide to? You're an indoor player first, and maybe you balance a little bit as a coming up, beach and this and that. When did you make what we call the LeBron James the decision to take your talents to not South Beach but the beach?
So, a month before my senior year playoffs, I was
Yeah.
playing really good, awesome indoor ball. Rolled my ankle, took me out of playoffs, couldn't play. Got really demotivated, took that summer off, kind of did summer school. And then the whole plan was to play overseas indoor. And then I just decided, you know what, let's go play beach instead. My coach Ricardo helped me get that motivation to move down to LA and made it happen. I made the U26 team and traveled to Portugal and got to see the international ball. And I was like, this is amazing. I want to do this. And that fueled my fire. And ever since, I'm happy with my decision.
Cool. To quote Macklemore, this is freaking awesome. Not a question, but a comment. Jeff Alzina, got to read off our boy. I call him the James Brown of volleyball, the hardest working guy. Every time I see like a team succeed, a team in the finals win or losing, he's there. You saw the Parchains make the draw, sitting under the umbrella, he's there. I see UCLA, Stein Metzger, they won the crown, and it's like everywhere I go, there he is.
Yeah.
So let's read off something Jeff said. I'm applying the gym. Okay, they're having a conversation together. Headed out the door to coach right now, but stoked to hear these guys with you and Wendy. These guys grew so much at the EDP USAV for a couple of years. I had them. Still getting better every month. Great commitment to each other and their goals. When what?
When is their first win open?
Yeah.
I think mine was Seaside, and that was probably one of the best
Seaside?
wins I've ever had. By the way.
Seaside!
If you want to play Seaside and win it, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
You should try it.
He beat me, so he
Oh yeah, I also beat this
So
guy.
that's I
And he
hear
wanted-
about this every week.
He played with me afterwards, so
Yeah, man, right? All's right with the world.
Right.
Curious, if Bill had to choose one of his former partners from the Midwest for one event, who would it be and why?
That's a tough one. I probably played with Kyle Buckley the most, but I played with Drew as well. Both good partners. That's a tough decision, so I know he'd try to played with Kyle the longest, so Kyle put in a ton of work with me, and he was always dedicated, so Kyle Buckley.
Did you ever do any tournaments at the Boat Ride? I mean, being from Wisconsin.
Yeah, that growing up, that was kind of like the Olympics.
Yeah.
So if you live in the Midwest,
Yep.
all you think about, you don't know, like even after
Like grass threes, Miles.
Yeah.
The grass threes is huge out there. I got
Yeah.
friends from the east out there. My boy Zacharias was a good setter.
Yeah.
The Baumgrens, you know,
Yeah,
they
that
did
was-
multiple times.
I got to Skylar Del Sol and I were the first ones to ever win the sand and the grass on the same weekend.
Get out.
So that one's fun because you play sand until like 1 in the morning, and then at 8 a.m. you're at grass
Oh my
triples.
gosh.
Joe Schmalzer was our other third, and I brought an indoor guy. And so the three of us, that was kind of what I wanted to win my whole life growing up. So that was special to me winning that.
The same
one.
weekend?
Same weekend. So that
That's
was
one of those things you go to bed
Go
at
for
midnight
it,
and you're
yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
ow.
No, I make everyone on the team ice bath before you go to bed. So
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
there
not-
you go.
That will
Oh,
be good.
shoot, dude. All right, so that's your question. Allegedly, beach volleyball has not been profitable since 1998. We can. Wow, that's long. It says anything that says Seymour we'll save for last. Does Billy have any questions for Hans? Let's go, boys. I drank with Michael Jordan once. Who do you want to beat in your first AVP?
Jeremy Carlin, hopefully he's in the qualifier.
Yes.
Him and Hans is actually who I want to play.
Yes.
So.
Tell them to make the draw and they have the right to go to the guillotine.
Yeah,
and
we'll
get
pick
their
them.
head chopped off. You have to deserve the honor to get on that guillotine. Cool. So we have we're gonna finish with the lightning rounds.
Okay.
You didn't tell me about the lightning rounds. Bill's like, you didn't tell me about the lightning rounds. You didn't tell Miles about the lightning rounds.
We'll start with Miles.
Here we go.
Books or movies?
Movies.
Books.
Okay.
Nice. I asked you this, but I need to know from Miles. Ice cream or cupcakes?
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yep.
Quick.
Favorite podcast?
Sandcast.
Okay.
I like listening to those.
Yeah.
Never listened to one podcast.
There
in
you
my life.
go.
Oh, did you say favorite volleyball podcast or podcast?
Any podcast.
Oh
yeah.
shit, you trying to vote me. Yeah. Good volleyball team name. You shall not pass or kiss my ace.
You shall not pass.
Kiss my ace.
Pool or ocean?
Ocean.
Pool.
Midwest. I'm telling you.
Scoring freezer straight up.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Yep.
Top spin or float?
Top spin.
Float.
I love the chemistry. Like this
This is
good.
the yin and the yang. This is why
I wouldn't want to play with another person like me, so this is good. We
Okay.
get both.
Walking Dead or Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Book.
Oh, I'm running out of. Let's see. What do I got? Favorite hack?
Favorite hack?
Yeah.
Like life hack?
Yeah.
It's a tough question.
Sorry, I tried to go
Kind of
deeper.
like favorite thing you like to do on
yeah,
your own?
Yeah.
You go first.
I like watching like film on other teams. I
Okay.
don't know why I like it so much, but I like studying the game.
Okay.
The time.
That's all I do. That's all I do.
I
You
really
had,
love
you had a 9 to 5 or whatever.
I really enjoy
I
that.
had one of those too, and I
Yeah.
decided, I get paid for video room breakdown. Local high schools on the East Coast still to this day. I got Evolution. I got, yeah, and everything I do. Evolution. Everybody like Louis Richard. Louis Richard,
Oh,
who's
yeah.
with Long Beach State right now,
Yeah.
defending champs. He's like, could you start writing these long letters to their parents and rolling off stats? He says we're gonna have to do that shit too. Because I watch every game we play and I do numbers on them, and I watch it a third time and I just look for body language, some kind of pattern,
That's like me, I
checks
could-
or whatever.
I remember
Yeah.
every game I've played in since
Yeah.
5th grade.
That's-
Like
yeah,
I can recall if I
memory's
played well.
huge.
I can tell you if we won, we lost. I remember.
You learn so much when you have that kind
Yeah.
of memory. Like that's,
No.
yeah.
Yeah. I wish I didn't think that much. I wish time that I don't want
you
to
know,
think about this stuff.
No,
You look like you're
No, but I remember that too. I can't
Yeah.
remember to clean the roof. Kelly asked me to do. I got this awesome girl, and I only asked her to do like one thing in life, and I forget that, but I can remember. I don't know. Jeez.
I always want to get to what you guys would pass down to younger players, because I have this. One of the things I like to write about is just this generational learning component, whether it's life or sports or whatever. So if you could give one, your best tip you would give to younger players coming up.
Oh, I for sure got one that I struggle with. Keep the ball in the court and don't go for it too much. Simple.
Yeah.
I wanted to go for it all the time.
Mine would be just remember to have fun. I kind of get into serious mode a lot, and there's times where he'll just say like, be goofing around, like, just remember it's fun. So for me, sometimes I get a little too serious.
Okay.
Have fun, but people don't understand me. Like the serious is fun, like inside of having a lot of fun.
Right.
And that's your personality, and that's how you play. You play volleyball better. You play when you're having a good time.
Yeah. So it's kind of have fun with it, and just enjoy all the places you get to travel and things you get to do. So.
Yeah, mine is, and there are levels to this, of course. I like the club team. Miles Evans, one of the endless summer coaches. We're really taking off right now. They have like 8 scholarship offers in the last 3 months, and we have 4 girls going to USC. Gonna call it Trojan Beach. Take care of your. I have Jason's 3 controllables. One is serve, right? You guys agree that's 100% control. In system setting, meaning if your partner gives you a good pass, the other team cannot make you set poorly. Only you can do that. So that's more of a 100% control thing. And again, levels to this: free ball, down ball. That's 90-10, 95-5, 80-20, depending if it's high school, club, and this and that. A lot of times, if you stay perfect on all 3 of those, effective serves that go in, that's called pressure, in system setting, keep each other, whatever, you blow out the teams that you're better than in skill set, and every team that's supposed to be better than you, it's 18 up, or you're up 19-18, you're going to be surprised. And that's how you, to me, psychologically from the neck up, that's how you game manage. So you can have a game where you're getting the shit kicked out of you, and you look at the score and you're like, oh, 16-15 us, we're all right, you know? And those are some of the things, like, if you stay perfect with it, 19 out of 20 times. I'm talking about serves, sets, and down and
execution.
Just take care of those things where there's no where something looks easy and you J hook it and it goes that way. You give the ball another choice. You know what I'm saying? Instead of eliminate now. In my experience, and this is all levels, I find that those things are king. You know. Yeah, but it's also about pressure too, right? If I'm coaching you guys and I'm like, do you know what I call it when I want you to fucking serve tough and not miss? It's called pressure. It's called pressure. So, yeah. So is that it? We're gonna let these guys bounce up out of here.
You guys are going to Vegas, right? All right.
China first.
China first. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Leave
good luck.
Sunday for China and then come back to Vegas.
Crazy.
Well, I'll see you guys in Vegas, God willing. I'm expected to on MC.
Nice.
You know, and my super objective, in case he knows this, at some point I want to do playing color. And I think some of these great volleyball minds that were there, like Stokes, St. John, right, Dodd, Holly McPeak is always great on the mic. I think it's good to have someone that can call play where they can bounce back and forth. Like if you have 2 color guys, you're not maxing out.
Jeff,
you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying
technical knowledge. Like that's I want to.
Yeah.
I love learning from the commentator. So
Jeff was like Mystic Jeff on some of those
exactly.
players.
It was really cool.
Before it even happened.
It was really cool to see all of them.
But you know what I'm saying? I'd like to just do a play guy and maybe a sit with Stoke and Dodd or whatever, and they could break down plays. And I think for productive reasons to keep the audience engaged, I think that's where my strengths will play to their needs. You know, and I thought that's where the AVP was deeply flawed. You know, I thought you got this one. Ty gets a block and she's like, Ty lives across the street from my house, and I'm like, okay, that's nice, but what does that have to do with what the F just happened? You know? And no, but am I right though? It's one of those things where you can have 10 years broadcast experience and still suck. You know, because there's no approach and there's no structure. And I think I'm optimistic, if not hopeful. That's where I think my strengths are played to the knees. But until then, I'm gonna do what I do best, and that's MC. Hopefully.
Tear up on that mic.
Yes. Hey, Billy.
Thanks for having us.
Miles.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Love you guys to pieces.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
And hey, this is Billy Miles. This is Billy. This is Bill Kolinske. This is Miles Evans. And for Wendy Jones, I am Jason DeBias. Thank all of you for joining me. Until then, see ya.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks.